João Gomez and Captain Lemina, the new captain in central midfield. Matheus Cunha coming into the team. Jean-Rickner Bellegarde, Hwang Hee-chan and Jorgen Strand Larsen up front, the big man. And there is the whistle for the start of a new season, the start of a new Premier League season here at Molineux. Wolves in the gold shirts with the black numbers, black shorts and gold socks in the first half. They are attacking towards the Stan Cullis end to our left, and Chelsea in the blue shirts, blue shorts, all this squiggling on the Wolves kit this season. I know it's not universally popular, but we can see it clearly here from our position high up in the Billy Wright stand. White socks as well. And the Chelsea team today, a couple of changes from last weekend. Only Caicedo's started all three matches, including the European tie on Thursday night against Servette. So Sanchez in goal, Gusto, Fofana, Colwill and Cucurella, Captain Fernandes and Caicedo, Madueke, Palmer, Mudryk and Jackson. And the former Wolves man Pedro Neto, signed this summer, is on the bench for Chelsea, as is the latest arrival, Joao Felix. And you won't be surprised to hear that Raheem Sterling is not involved at all. And it is Chelsea who have the ball. Here is Palmer playing in a central role today. Now Madueke on the right-hand side. Madueke into the penalty area. Right foot shot! Sarr's able to get down and make the save. That was a decent opening from Madueke. And in the end, the shot at Sarr, but it was hit with force, corner.
Yeah, it was good play. Cole Palmer's in that number 10 where we said before, we highlighted him. Played it to Madueke. I don't know why he's getting booed by the Wolves fans, but he shifts it onto his right foot, and it's a good save from Sarr.
Yeah, I suspect that will... Here's Palmer playing the corner in, takes a glance off a Wolves head, and is nodded in by Jackson at the back post. 1 minute 40 on the clock. And Chelsea have the lead with their first Premier League goal under Enzo Maresca. Jackson virtually unmarked and had to head it in from 3 or 4 yards, which he duly did. Just the start that Chelsea wanted here at Molineux. 1-0 they lead.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic start. It's poor defending from Wolverhampton, and now Jackson's going in, citing the Wolves fans by running over them to celebrate, but it's just a flick at the near post. A Wolves defender flicks it, and how can you leave a centre forward back post 4 yards out with a simple tapping? Poor defending.
Yeah, and Jackson has upset the Wolves supporters, but he's also upset some of the Wolves players as well, because of the way that he reacted. And actually quite a number of players have gathered around now. The referee, Darren England's in the middle of all of this, and I think Cunha was making quite a big deal of this. Jackson's now being pulled away, and it depends what the referee saw, really, Clinton.
No, I saw it. He went and celebrated the Chelsea fans, and then he went and gave the Wolves fans a bit of stick. So after scoring his goal, so that's why the referee's having a word with him.
I was just saying to you before the match that I remember the game here last season. I couldn't forget it because it was on Christmas Eve. Do you remember it was the controversial Christmas Eve game?
Yes.
That no one really wanted. Jackson missed some chances in that match, and here he is scoring his first one today.
Yeah, it was simple at the back post. It's poor. Gary O'Neill won't be happy with the Wolves defending, but you have to be there as a centre forward, and that's what Jackson was, and he tucked it away ever so well.
Gary, by the way, Gary Flintoff next to us has done a little bit of research. Madueke, the reason that he was being booed so roundly on his first touch in the game, apparently, according to this report, Madueke used a derogatory word to refer to Wolverhampton Wanderers on his official Instagram page, and he claims it was an accident and then deleted it.
John, you're right. Someone said it to me as they were coming in about him, so he's going to get booed the whole game now.
Careless.
Yes, very careless from the young man.
Very careless. We've probably all done something like that, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
When you press the wrong button.
Exactly.
And it's unfortunate that Madueke did that in advance of this game. Definitely. Here at Molineux, so that's why he'll be being booed. And Chelsea, however, won't be worrying about that right now. They've scored, they have an early lead, and what looked like it could be a really tricky one for them with everything, all of the noise that's surrounding Chelsea. Talk about the ideal start. That's exactly what they've got. And poorly defended by Wolves. And for your first match at home in the Premier League, after losing your first game 2-0, both of these teams lost 2-0 in the Premier League last weekend. You know, that was a really sloppy start. Madueke has the ball. Here it's Jackson they're booing now. Jackson being booed. So that's 2 of them Wolves targets. Here's Madueke now on the right-hand side. I think it's fair to say, Clinton, that report has not gone unnoticed.
No, fancy everything, John. You know that. Fancy everything. They read everything. If you're going to make a comment like that, you're going to expect to get booed when you come back.
I was wondering today whether they would have spotted that Enzo Maresca, the new Chelsea manager, started his career in England when he was playing for
West Brom, because I played against him. He could play. He was a good footballer. I'll give him that. He could play in midfield. Yeah, very good.
Yeah, quality, and he went on as well to play for some great clubs. Maresca, Juventus probably at the top of that list, but Fiorentina, Sevilla, Olympiacos, Sampdoria. Yeah, he had some quality.
That's some names of some clubs, isn't it, John?
That's just to name some of them.
Exactly.
So 1-0 Chelsea lead. This is 5 Live, BBC Sounds, live here at Molineux. It's dry at the moment. Chelsea in good heart after getting off the mark for the new season. Toughest of starts, just about the toughest of starts, having to play the defending champions Manchester City last weekend. No Lavia, by the way. The news is from Chelsea that it's a slight hamstring issue that Lavia has, so I feel for him. I thought he did okay last weekend, Lavia, on his first competitive start. Chelsea sweeping forward, ball from the left-hand side, which Enzo Fernandez latched onto, went for the cross, and it's deflected out for another Wolves Chelsea corner, this time from the left.
What I would say, John, is Chelsea look good. They look slick. They're 1 and 2 touch. Wolves can't get near them. Caicedo in midfield started ever so well. Mudrik's a threat.
Corner is taken short this time. Gusto's over there. He gets it back. Little pass to Palmer. Palmer's ball in. That's headed up and away by Mosquera, who's come into the team, having been on loan at Villarreal last season. He's alongside Totti Gomez, with Maximilian Kilman, as you'll know, now at West Ham, one of the big departures this summer. And now ball for Palmer down the left-hand side, but that's going to be shepherded behind by Mosquera, who is tall, lean. Just 14 appearances for Villarreal last season when he was on loan there. And actually, that was just his Premier League debut for Wolves last weekend, Mosquera, when he came in. But Gary O'Neill's obviously said, Clinton, that he's his man certainly for the start of the season. Yeah,
because I'm surprised Craig Dawson hasn't been starting games, because he was good for them last year.
Yes, he was. So 1-0 Chelsea lead as Totti Gomez is tripped. And it's a free kick to Wolves just over the halfway line. So 5 Live, but we do have a choice of listening right now. The Dutch Grand Prix is underway. That's live from our team in Zandvoort. So that is on Sports Extra. We'll keep you updated on it. The Open Golf at St Andrews, the final round, that's online for you to listen to. And all of the county championship cricket matches as well. You'll find commentary on every single one of them via the cricket pages of the BBC Sport website. If you search for it, you will eventually find it. Here is Jose Sarr, the Wolves goalkeeper. Talk of Aaron Ramsdale perhaps moving to Wolves, but Sarr in goal. Now João Gomes to the left-hand side. Bellegarde into the penalty area. Bellegarde looking for the cross, and 2 Chelsea men are there. Between them, Fofana and Gusto block it behind for a Wolves corner.
Yeah, it's good play from João Gomes. He's brilliant. He just won the tackle. He's stronger than Caicedo, played a good ball. I am surprised they've not started Wang on the left though, John, because I think he's danger there, but Bellegarde done well there.
Yeah, I'm like you, that's the way I wrote it down on my team sheet, but Bellegarde has won the corner. Corner from the left-hand side. That Wolves have got 2 men in the 6-yard box, another 3 gathered on the edge of the penalty area, and Hwang is on his own, actually, right on the far side of the box. So this delivery from the corner, in fact, Darren England, the referee, is saying, no, there's too much pushing and shoving going on. And Big Larsen, the new Norwegian signing, who's making his home debut, Jørgen Strand Larsen, is in the middle of it all, cowering over everyone apart from Robert Sanchez. And there's the whistle. Here's the corner for Wolves in towards the back post. It's headed narrowly wide.
Got to score. Mosquera,
set to the 6-yard box, Clinton.
John, he has to score. He sees the corner float right onto his head, Mosquera, and he just directs it wide. He can even let it hit him and it goes in. He's narrowly wide, but it's another free header. Both teams are struggling to defend set pieces at the moment.
Remains Wolves 0, Chelsea 1. but that's Wolves' first big chance for the equaliser. Right, let's see how things have started in Zandvoort. Harry Benjamin.
Lap 6 of 72 at the Dutch Grand Prix, and after starting on pole, Lando Norris has lost the lead. Max Verstappen took it down the inside into turn 1 and already has an almost 1.5 second advantage. Still a long way to go in this race though, but it's advantage Verstappen.
Commentary continues on Sports Extra, one of the great old names of Grand Prix racing, Zandvoort. Here's Cucurella now. He's been booed as well, for good measure, by the Wolves supporters. Here's Palmer up towards the edge of the penalty area. Certainly booed last weekend by the Manchester City fans. Cucurella, although Haaland ended up getting the better of that contest. Now through the middle for Cunha to Larson. Larson very nearly slipped the ball through. Gusto did well to cut that out, and then a foul by Larson, who's not best pleased with that. He's got a bit of spirit, Larson, hasn't he?
I like him.
Challenging on Fofana there, fouling him.
Yeah, getting the crowd going. Yeah, I like him.
Getting the crowd going.
Yeah.
It's that Viking spirit.
I like him, mate. I like him.
There's more than one Norwegian centre forward in the Premier League, you know.
That's got a bit of spice to him, you know, John. I bet he hopes he can score as much goals as the other one.
If he gets half as many goals as the other one, he'll be doing all right. Wolves 0, Chelsea 1. 2 Premier League matches underway right now. So the Bournemouth-Newcastle match, you'll be able to hear via the BBC Sport website, and that cheers, because that's miscontrolled. Out of play by Fofana for a throw into Wolves. Let's see how things have started at Bournemouth. Flo Pollock.
0-0, John, so far. Newcastle looking the better side, though. Alexander Isak just danced into the box and had a shot blocked. This game, reminder, is on the BBC Sport website and app. As it stands, Bournemouth 0, Newcastle 0.
As Cunha misplaces a pass towards the edge of the penalty area, easily cleared away by Colwill. And then Cucurella. Chorus of boos for him as well, but as Pat Nevin was pointing out last week, I thought that was a foul on Joao Gomez, but Darren England has let it go, waved an advantage which was debatable. However, Wolves are still in possession. Lemina's ball through, Cunha with a chance, out comes Sanchez. He was lightning quick, the Chelsea goalkeeper, out at the feet of Cunha to make a blocking save, and a brave one as well, with Cunha diving in with his feet.
Yeah, he was studs in there, Cunha. He weren't giving that up. Good play from Lemina as well. Wolves have grown into this game now. Now they're dominating possession. Chelsea look a bit fragile at the back at the moment, but it's a good game of football, John.
Got a great record here, Wolves, against Chelsea, and they did win that match on Christmas Eve last year, as I remember well. Doherty scoring the late goal in that match, but Chelsea, since Wolves have come back up, so 6 seasons, Chelsea have won only 1 of those matches. 6 Premier League matches. Although I was there for that one as well. I remember Tammy Abraham scoring a hat-trick. He has a ball down the right-hand side for Doherty to chase, but he won't get there. And Sanchez has got it back inside his own penalty area. So 0-0 here, 0-0 Bournemouth and Newcastle. And commentary as well to come from Anfield. There should be a decent noise there today to welcome Arne Slot for his first Premier League match at Anfield as the Liverpool manager. Oh, that's careless from Caicedo. Cunha now to Larson. Cucurella with a challenge. Cunha could be in, but it rattled away off the legs of Colwill putting the challenge. Gusto was there as well, and Sanchez put it out of play. The slip initially from Caicedo.
Yeah, he loses the ball, he slips over, and Wolves are just onto them. They're just pressing ever so well, so been a better team, man.
Yeah, they having conceded the early goal badly and sloppily, Wolves have really raised their game, and now they've won a corner, second corner for them, this time from the right-hand side. So Ait Nouri's gone across there to take this. Cunha just trots over and actually says to Ait Nouri, actually I'll take this. So it is going to be an outswinger from Cunha instead. Bellegarde takes up a position right on the dead ball line, which is an interesting one. It's like a crafty fielding position, isn't it? To
Yes.
put Bellegarde there, 10 yards away from the corner flag, on the dead ball line.
You're watching Ben Stokes, hasn't he?
Or Ollie Pope.
Yes,
This
exactly.
week. Here's Cunha then with the corner, which is headed away well for Chelsea. It comes out for Doherty. That's a lovely pass, left-footed from him, back to Cunha. Cunha takes on Gusto, beats him. Left-footed ball over the top. of Totti Gomez, wasn't it, at the back post, but it's over him and through for a goal kick, and it's still Wolves 0, Chelsea 1. Clinton Morrison.
Yeah, it's been a good start. What a game of football. I love coming here. It's always end-to-end. Chelsea are attacking Wolves. It should be all square. Mosquero's had a golden opportunity, and that's the difference between the two teams. Jackson took his chance, Mosquero missed his. Yes,
that's the difference. So 0-0 it remains, and Chelsea taking a short goal kick. What have you made of it so far, Maresca, and the way that he's dealt with, there's been a lot of criticism, and obviously he's got to cope with the squad that he sized that he has, but he's left something like 13 players completely out of the picture. He's just dealing with as Sanchez just gets the ball away as Larsson arrives up to the halfway line, but that's intercepted there for Chelsea by Jackson, and then forward it goes for Chelsea again. Jackson into the penalty area, and Mosquera just leans into him as Jackson seemingly was through, and that was enough to put him off. He stumbled and the chance had gone, and now forward for Wolves. Larsson beats the offside trap, but he's quite wide there. Cunha makes the run. Larsson to Cunha! 1-1, but the offside flag is up, and the goal is ruled out. John, although my feeling was that was quite tight.
No, I called it. I put my flag up straight away before. I think
he's just very good at that.
Yeah, I think he's just gone a bit too early. I saw it. He wanted the pass from Lemina, and he just went early. There you go. His knee is just offside, John. Yeah. I just saw him go early. He wanted the pass earlier. That's a great little ball from him.
Yeah, do you know what? In actual fact, I thought he was putting the flag up against
no, not Cunha. Cunha's onside. It was Larsson, the earlier one, yeah. Good game, though.
Yeah, beautiful goal. And there is the decision. That will be appearing, by the way, if you haven't clocked this, if you've been away on holiday, all of these Premier League match centre decisions now, they're putting out on social media posts with sometimes a little bit more explanation, and they'll show you the pictures.
It's good, that.
It is good.
Yeah, it is good.
Communication, that's
all we want.
It's what the people wanted.
Exactly. And
they're giving the people, well, some of the people don't want it at all, of course. Here's Enzo Fernandez. Checks back onto his right foot. Crossfield pass. Here's Madueke. Madueke now into the penalty area up against Aït-Nouri. Oh, good effort. Shot saved. And then Jackson couldn't take the ball down as it came at him very quickly. Lovely work from Madueke. Beautiful footwork. Switched it onto his left foot. Here he is again, Madueke. Goes to the byline this time. Low ball across. Palmer with a touch. Couldn't direct it goalwards. And Wolves have escaped there. Good save by Sarr. Wolves on the counter-attack. It's Hwang down the right-hand side. Larsson through the middle. There's the pass. Right side of the box. Larsson's ball across. And on the stretch, Cunha couldn't direct it goalwards. Could only put it well wide of the far post.
What a game. At one end, I think Cole Palmer should score. Madueke's causing Aït-Nouri all kinds of problems. He has to get closer to him. And then they break. I like Larsson. I like the centre forward. We were talking about him before. He's got good movement. You look at the size of him, he looks big, but he can move through the gears, and Cunha just can't get on the end of it, but end to end.
Yeah, this Norwegian, number 9, Jørgen Strand Larsen, and Jose Sarr has got a problem which might well be hamstring. So this clearly is an issue. Dan Bentley's on the bench, who played more than a handful of times last season, so he's certainly an able deputy, but if that's a hamstring injury, then that's the end of his afternoon.
Definitely, because it's not going to be tightness this early, is it? It's not like he's had a lot of running to do, so maybe he feels a little slight twinge.
So the players are going to take a break. Entertaining. I have to say, it's a lot more entertaining than it was at Villa Park last night, certainly in the first half.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I was listening to you.
Yeah, it's disappointing.
Disappointing. You'd think it would be better, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it certainly warmed up. So while we have a break, let's hear again the latest from the Grand Prix in the Netherlands from Harry Benjamin.
Lap 13 of 72, Verstappen still leads this race, having taken the lead from Lando Norris into turn 1 on lap 1. He now leads by a second. Russell is third. Piastri and Leclerc round out the top 5. Lewis Hamilton, who started down in 14th, has so far recovered up to 11th. Still outside the points, though. We haven't yet seen the first of the pit stops. Expecting a one-stop. Still a long way to go in this one.
Thank you, Harry. Continuing commentary on Sports Extra. Jose Sarr still receiving treatment. So let's get an update as well on the latest at Bournemouth-Newcastle from Flo Pollock.
Still 0-0, but Bournemouth's new summer striker, Ava Nilsson, just had his first chance. A low shot saved well by Pope. Bournemouth 0, Newcastle 0.
Sarr is on his feet, and looks like he's going to continue. And if if it does turn out to be the case that Aaron Ramsdale ends up here, this would be a very badly timed injury.
Exactly.
Although one would think, as we were discussing yesterday, wherever Aaron Ramsdale
goes as the number one. Yeah. Yes.
So it is Wolves 0, Chelsea 1. Nicholas Jackson scoring Chelsea's first Premier League goal of the season, although, of course, they did score twice against Servette, which was a little bit of a struggle for Chelsea on Thursday night in the first leg. They'll be going to Geneva this week for the second leg of that to get into the Conference League stage. Palmer, I beg your pardon, Mudryk very nearly found a pass through into the box for Madueke. Came off a Wolves head, bounces behind for another corner to Chelsea from the left.
Do you know what, I'm watching Wolves this season, defensively, I thought they were good last season. They looked like they struggled. So we did say they missed one of their best players in Kilman. I think that's an area they need to strengthen, John.
Yeah, and Kilman, who played every game, didn't he? Every minute in the Premier League last season for Wolves. Corner then for Chelsea from the left. In it goes to the near post. That's headed down and away by Larsson. Comes out to Gusto. Gusto with that long, straggly hair. Palmer, left-footed ball into the box. Larsson still there. Heads that away. He looks so fired up, Larsson. Like you would not believe for this. And Jackson, whether he's in his own penalty area, Larsson, or the opposition penalty area. Madueke, left-footed ball, flights that towards the back post. Hwang is there to head it away for Wolves. Fernandez gets there first. Now Palmer out there on the left-hand side. In comes the challenge on him from Hwang. Throw into Chelsea in front of all of the Chelsea supporters who are in the lower tier of the Steve Bull stand on the opposite side of the ground. I think it's trying to rain again. Light rain on Molineux. Floodlights shining brightly down from the big lamps on top of that stand. Madueke scoops it back. Oh, and Caicedo is dispossessed by Cunha, and Cunha's away down the left wing, although Gusto is sharp, gets back at him and puts in the challenge that takes it away from Cunha, Wolves' top scorer last season with the 14 goals that he scored, which, if you remember, included a hat-trick against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge when Wolves completed the league double over Chelsea last season, the first time they've done that since the 70s.
That day, John, Neto was unplayable. His pace caused all kinds of problems.
And where is he now?
Where is he now?
He's on the bench.
Exactly.
That's where he is. Surprised he didn't.
I was surprised against you. I know he said he's not 100% fit, but you could get 60 minutes out of him against his old team.
And Mudryk, who did start in the Conference League on Thursday night, kept his place in the team for this one. So obviously Enzo Maresca, like what he saw, and obviously Neto probably still settling in. How long did, I mean, you did a few moves in your time.
No, I wanted to go straight back. Yeah. No, I wanted to go straight into the team. You want to play, yeah.
You surprised me.
Yeah, no, I think anyone's like that, John. I know it takes time. If the team you're going into and they're doing ever so well, but he started at the start of the season, so that's when it's a. But then he was away at the Euros.
Yep.
So that could come into a lot of the manager's thinking.
Yeah, he has Doherty does well from long clearance from Sarr, headed in field. Chelsea nick it back. Mudryk's carrying it forward. The Ukrainian chambered feet from him. Goes round Lemina, but Lemina tackles back brilliantly. Actually, you know, Mudryk is no slouch, and the pace that he had with the ball as Wolves man who's down up front. It's Doherty, actually, who is way downfield from that previous move. He's still on the ground. The referee's blown his whistle. It's a free kick. Chelsea have taken it quickly, but Darren England, the referee, says no. I'm going to see how Matt Doherty is. So 1-0 Chelsea lead. Nicholas Jackson, he'll feel a good deal better. Missed a couple of opportunities, Jackson, last weekend against Manchester City.
I don't think he's ever going to be prolific. I don't think he ever will be prolific, but he's improving. He's still young, and that goal there will give him confidence. Like any striker, when you're missing chances but you get that first goal of the season, should give you confidence moving forward.
Yeah, actually ended up with 17 last season.
See, it's better than a lot, but then probably missed about 17 one-on-ones, John.
Well, there is that.
There is that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm being a bit harsh. No, not 17.
And also for Jackson, still only 23,
That's
but will be only too aware if this deal gets done for Romelu Lukaku to go to Napoli.
And Osimhen comes the other way. If you're going to bring Osimhen in, it's going to be on big wages. He plays every week, regardless. So then Jackson has to you know, but he can play from out one of the wide, but you got too much wingers as well, John. How are you going to keep these whole squad of players happy? You can't do it, John.
If Jackson ends up playing wide, which you know he can do.
Yeah, I've seen him do it before.
But with this squad, if he ends up playing wide, then there's going to be an injury crisis of monumental proportions.
Exactly.
Wolves 0, Chelsea 1. Doherty still receiving treatment. Back to Bournemouth. Flo.
Still Bournemouth 0, Newcastle 0, 2 well-matched sides going up against each other. No more further chances to talk of, but Alexander Isak is one silky player. Bournemouth 0, Newcastle 0.
Yep, I have to agree with Flo. He is very silky.
Yeah. How many goals will he get this season? Isak.
He better get a few. He's in my fantasy team, so he needs to get a few. But if he stays fit, that's the big question mark with Isak, is staying fit. But I think he's a fantastic footballer.
So Doherty, Matt Doherty, another one of Wolves' important, experienced players, the Republic of Ireland international, just like Clinton here, sitting next to me. Doherty received his treatment and he's hobbling off the field. Sorry
to interrupt, John. You know what? They have problems in that position because Semedo's still suspended, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
that's right. It's the second of the 3-match suspension that he got for his red card at the end of last season. And likewise, Reece James, even though he's on the injured list, James is actually also suspended, and it's the third of his 4-match ban that he had. So no Reece James either. Back to the Grand Prix, Harry Benjamin.
Back in the lead. Lap 18 of 72, Lando Norris is back into the lead of the Dutch Grand Prix with a fantastic move down the start-finish straight to down the inside of Max Verstappen. Verstappen still very much with Norris, but it's lap 19 of 72. Norris, who started from pole, lost the lead into turn 1, back out in front.
And you can listen to it on Sports Extra on your digital radio via BBC Sounds, where you will find all live BBC radio. Here is Ait Nouri for Wolves, wins the ball back on the halfway line, makes good ground forward, the Algerian international, still going, prods it to Cunha! Right foot, there's the equaliser! Cunha goes away with an elaborate dance of delight, having scored a hat-trick against Chelsea last season. Now he's got the equaliser against them at Molineux. 1-1.
John, you know when we talk about a player before the game, I do love it when he's Ait Nouri, outstanding. The way he's close control, because I was shouting at him, play the ball to Wang. Wang was on his outside. He said, I'm not listening to you, Clinton. I'm going to play a great reverse ball, and it's a great finish from Cunha, and the celebration's even better. A little Brazilian samba dance, and it's fantastic. And they deserve it, John, because Wolves have been the better team.
And there we are, Wolves' first goal of the new season, scored by their top scorer of last season. And I'm pleased you explained the dance.
Look,
I wasn't quite sure about
Jackson
that.
Again.
Oh,
Cunha,
Jackson's got involved in a bit of bother.
Yeah, because I think Cunha must have gone up to him about his celebration there. So that's what I'm thinking, and Cunha walked away. Yeah.
And Darren England has seen this. So Jackson's got himself involved in this. And yet again, it's going to be all down to what Darren England spotted there. And this is all in the centre circle, this. So we haven't even restarted the match. Chelsea players, Enzo Fernandez, as the captain, is saying, look, I'll deal with this. But still Gusto is there. And Jackson is also part of the discussion. And the referee's saying that he wants to speak as well to Cunha, who, as you spotted, Clinton, was involved in the middle of this.
He could do what he wants. Jackson did it, so why can't Cunha go and do it? And Jackson has to realise he's trying to wind people up. Cunha can do it. I love it. Because you can see, I'm watching the replay now, John. As you can see, Cunha, he's talking to Jackson, saying, well, yeah, you can celebrate like that. I can. See? Yeah. So Cunha's done nothing wrong. It's Jackson giving it, gone over to him. Cunha's walking back and going, it's all right for you to celebrate doing that. I'll do the same thing. Jackson puts his hand on him. Yeah. I'm in agreement with Cunha.
He was sort of doing that sort of chatter.
You keep talking and I'll keep delivering. Exactly.
Yeah, so where you move your fingers against your thumb. And Jackson, I mean, there's a slight pull of his shirt.
Yeah, it's nothing, but I think Jackson should just leave it.
This should be just a kicking off.
Yeah, no yellow card, John. No way.
But I suspect Jackson, having already been warned about his conduct, so discussions continue. Lamina and Cunha. It's like the case for the prosecution and the case for the defence. They've got their defence lawyer and their prosecution lawyer, who are the two captains, and between them all, they've talked it through, and
I like Cunha, you know, John. I do like him. He enjoys his game, he has fun, and that's what football's about, having fun.
Yeah, the record signing 44 million Wolves spent on him, you know.
He can play.
When they bought him.
You know, I had doubts about his goal scoring, John. Outside the box, I think he's fantastic. If he can add that to his game, wow.
So there we are, the 28th minute equaliser, and it's 1-1, and it's all to play for. And Jose Sarr, oh, he's cleared the stand. He's cleared the Steve Bull stand. Oh, you don't often see that. It's out of the ground.
It's out of there, John. It's a home run.
When was the last time you saw a ball?
I haven't seen that for ages.
By a goalkeeper.
It's not a small stand, is it, as well, John?
It's not. Everyone knew that it might go over the top, and it did. Cunha's ball from that's the most entertaining thing I've seen all season. As Palmer chips the ball forward, and that's out of play. Throw into Wolves, and back it goes. I think everyone's really enjoyed that. I think they've enjoyed it as much as I did. It's lifted the atmosphere. Helped by the equalising goal. Lemina, that's a lovely ball to Bellegarde. Bellegarde now on this left wing position. Overlapping round Aït-Nouri's ball across. Larsson on the stretch, couldn't get there. And it was taken down by Cucurella at the back post, who's able to clear it to the halfway line. Well, it looked as though it was going to be one of those days when Chelsea scored the opening goal in the second minute. But Wolves, who I know have been questioned by a number of people over the course of the last week or so as to whether they might go down this season. It looks as though the Wolves players might have heard that.
Not on this showing, that's for sure. I'll tell you what, John, Lemina's a player, by the way. Watching him here live, breaks it up, always looks forward. Really good.
Talk about some of the clubs that Enzo Maresca played for. He was a Juventus man as well, and Marseille as well as a youngster. Throwing for Wolves to the near post, comes off Cucurella's head. It's a corner. He was jumping for it. Larsson was there as well, or was it Hwang? I think it was Hwang, wasn't it? And in the end, it's come off the head of Cucurella. No, it was Larsson. It was Big Larsson who was challenging for that, and it is a corner to Wolves from the left-hand side that Cunha, the goal scorer, is going to take. So there we are, both teams now off the mark with their first goals of this Premier League season. 1-1 the score inside a rocking Molineux. This right in front of the steeply banked Stan Cullis stand. Cunha's corner, right-footed to the near post. It's headed away by Fofana, and then it's helped back to the right-hand side by Bellegarde, and then curled into the box where Enzo Fernandez heads it away for Chelsea. And then back it goes over the top from João Gomes, but that will be dealt with, slightly juggled by Sanchez. So 1-1 here. Any sign of an opening goal at Bournemouth, Flo Pollock?
Bournemouth have just hit the bar. It's still 0-0 though. Antoine Semenyo, who's had the beating of Lloyd Kelly, skipped past his man, curled it off the woodwork. Bournemouth 0, Newcastle 0.
Earlier, if you've just joined us, haven't heard, Celtic won well at St Mirren, so Celtic win again. McGregor, Hatate and Alistair Johnson scoring the goals. We've got Aberdeen, Kilmarnock, Motherwell Hearts kicking off at 3 o'clock, and also the small matter of Swansea City, Cardiff City at 3.
Oh, big game that.
I have to say, when I saw it was 3 o'clock,
they're usually the early games, they are, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I thought. But 3 o'clock it is, so you might be on your way to that, so enjoy it.
Yes, do enjoy it.
If you are on the way.
It'll be tasty derby, that.
Well, here's Cucurella now. Over the halfway line, ball in field, might have been caught there, but Jackson's in possession, the Chelsea goal scorer, one of the many Wolves enemies out on the field in the eyes of the Wolves fans in the Sir Jack Hayward stand, who've been in great voice. Lots of replica shirts around the place, gold shirts with the black trim dotted all around the stand, and Chelsea start again. Palmer, he's not had it all his own way, Cole Palmer, after his brilliant season here today at Molineux, and Chelsea haven't generally since that opening goal. Here's Madueke, just lifts it forward. Palmer, oh, lovely back heel into the path of Madueke, who takes it on, was brought down by Aït-Nouri. I think that might be the first yellow card. Yes, immediately it comes out. First yellow card of the match for Aït-Nouri, and Madueke breaking forward in a dangerous position.
He has to be careful now. Madueke's caused Aït-Nouri a lot of problems. That's what I said. I think as a wing-back, Aït-Nouri's outstanding. More as a full-back, I think he likes to get forward, but great back heel from Cole Palmer there.
Yeah, it was. That's the best we've seen in terms of a combination from the two of them. So it's a free kick Palmer here, Cole Palmer, with his 25 goals that he scored last season, including a couple for Manchester City. This time last year he was still a Manchester City player, Palmer, and then did the great things that he did in the time that he was on the field at the Euros. Wonder if Lee Carsley will put him in his starting lineup for that first match, but that's in a couple of weeks' time. England squad named on Thursday by Lee Carsley, 2 o'clock. You'll hear it on 5 Live. Palmer standing to the right of the ball. Enzo Fernandez is there as well. Referee England is still just making the Wolves wall of 4 inch back over the line. Enzo Fernandez comes and has a look, which he doesn't need to do, does he? But that makes it pretty clear, I think, that it's going to be Palmer who's going to take this. 10 minutes to go to half-time here at Molineux. Palmer comes up, left-footed free kick into the top of the wall, and it bounces away, and it's actually felled Larsson, who rolled over onto his back.
He's a strong boy.
The referee blew his whistle because Larsson was on the ground, and Larsson rolled onto his back, then rolled forward and got straight up and ran away, and the referee had already blown because he thought it was going to be an issue.
And Chelsea had the ball, but he's give it back to Wolves.
Now what's happening here? Cucurella, yeah, that's right, Chelsea had the ball, and Cucurella is having a right go at the assistant on the far side, and making exactly that point, and Wolves are saying...
Jose Sarr's give it back.
Yeah, Jose Sarr and Wolves are saying, in fact, probably Darren England said to them,
yeah, give it
back to Chelsea,
yes.
which they did. Wolves won, Chelsea won in these overcast conditions. Might be rain not far away. I mentioned the county championship. There have been wins today for Durham against Notts by an innings and 17 runs. A win for Yorkshire as well against Sussex by 4 wickets at Scarborough. And also Derbyshire have beaten Glamorgan by 10 wickets. So those 3 results. As I say, the other matches, you'll hear the commentary via the BBC Sport website and app. Here is Madueke again, running at Ait Nouri, who is now on a yellow card. So he's got to be careful. And you've already said, Clinton, that Ait Nouri, in your eyes, wasn't getting close enough to him.
No, he wasn't. And you don't want to get close again.
Opening goal at Bournemouth, Flo Pollock.
Bournemouth 1, Newcastle 0. Antoine Semenyo robbed Joelinton of the ball, passed it through to Marcus Tavernier, who tapped it in. Bournemouth 1, Newcastle 0.
Oh, Chelsea very nearly in for a second goal. A real misunderstanding between Totti Gomez and Jose Sarr as the ball bounced back into the penalty area. Jose Sarr came for it, it hit Gomez, Sarr juggled it, Jackson was there and couldn't get the ball away from them, and therefore Wolves survived. Yeah. It was a real juggle, butterfingers. Sarr, they got away with that.
He was definitely right, Butterfingers Sarr. He should be doing better. Gomez just left it, but then it come off his thigh, kind of wrong-footed Sarr, but he still should have grabbed it. They were having a conversation with each other, but they get away with it.
So still Wolves 1, Chelsea 1. Jackson with the early goal, back post header from the corner that actually came off a Wolves head at the near post, and then Matheus Cunha from an excellent goal, really, a beautifully worked goal for Wolves that was buried by Cunha, who went off doing his, you said it was a Brazilian samba, I'm not sure what it was. Here's Madueke, ball through for Jackson, but Totti Gomez did well, and actually the offside flag is up, but referee England says he will bring it back because Ait Nouri was under pressure there, so free kick on the edge of the penalty area. 1-1 and 6 minutes plus added time to go before the break. Just watching Joao Felix,
Pedro Neto,
actually, yeah. And I think the Wolves fans, is that applause for Neto?
Yeah, that is. It must be applause for Neto.
Well, he was here for 5 years.
And listen, it's Chelsea that have come calling. It's hard to turn down, you know.
Yeah, and also upwards of £50 million.
There you go. So made some good money on him.
Wolves brought in almost £100 million for Neto and Kilman.
Good money.
It is, and
that would be like that at my old club as well, Palace.
Well, if here's Cunha, oh well, he goes down very theatrically, and he's got the free kick, and referee says that maybe his foot has been stood on, but Cunha went down, throwing his arms up in the air. Yellow card is out for Gusto, so referee England must be pretty sure that he knew what he was doing, Gusto, there, when I'm guessing he stood on his ankle.
Yeah, I think, you know, Oh, not really. I don't know what Cunha was doing. It's not like he's trod on the back of him. I think he's caught him on his side foot. It's a painful one with the boots they wear nowadays, John.
Even so, yellow card?
Is it because he's stopping him and he's...
No.
Yeah.
Well, he was,
yeah.
But anyway, referee Karen England, as they say, is closer than we are. So yellow card for Malo Gusto. Free kick between 25 and 30 yards out. Ait Nouri is standing to the right of the ball, but it does look as though it's going to be Cunha with the right foot. Sanchez just off his line. Cunha hits it round the wall, but more or less straight at Sanchez, who just had to make a couple of steps to his right to pat it down and make a routine save. And now Madueke back to Gusto. Gusto actually then coming together with Bellegarde there, but Wolves back in possession with Joao Gomez. Hwang, ball cut up underneath his feet. Doherty back in his own half, just gives it to Mosquera, who knocks it across to Totti Gomez. Into the last 5 minutes of the first half here at Molineux, and then Bellegarde wins a throw-in on the halfway line. Clinton Morrison sitting alongside me here, Republic of Ireland international goal scorer, Premier League goal scorer. We're watching Lemina now, who's on the front of the programme as well today, the new captain, took over from the departed Kilman. And Wolves, Hwang winning it back inside his own half. And then Doherty up the right-hand side. And Wolves breaking forward with Joao Gomez. Then a ball back in from the right-hand side by Larsson. There's been some excellent movement from Hwang and Larsson and Cunha, and now Lemina. Lemina skips over the challenge of Caicedo, gives it to the right-hand side. Cunha again, deflected against the crossbar and over the top. Doherty's pass in from the right was right into the path of Cunha, 14 yards out, so close to a second for him.
Talk to me about Lemina, John. He's running the show in midfield. He just glides past people. It's a great little... You know what, with Doherty, he cuts it back and it's bobbling and Cunha can't get onto it. It's good defending, though. It's a great block.
Corner to Wolves. They're threatening a second, no question. Just clipped the crossbar after a deflection and took it into the stand. Ait Nouri with the corner from the left-hand side in, but headed away. Gusto at the near post, comes out to Bellegarde. And Bellegarde, poor first touch. Mudryk was all over him, so had to turn and give it back to Sarr on his own on the halfway line. And his ball over the top bounces for Ait Nouri, who went for goal on the volley, but got it all wrong actually, and hit well wide of the near post.
Yeah, he gets it all wrong. I think he's trying to find Larsson in the middle, but yeah, the Cunha one, I just think if Matt Doherty doesn't bobble it into him, he can come onto it. But it's good. It's a great block, and he hit the top of the bar. But yeah, Wolves have been the better team in his first half. 1-1.
Liverpool, Brentford to come. Bournemouth Newcastle commentary, by the way, is on the online by the BBC Sport website. You'll find it on the football pages. Madueke, I think, might have been tugged back there by Ait Nouri, who's on a yellow card, but referee says no. Wolves get it away. Bellegarde again goes between Gusto and Palmer. Might have been tripped. He was by Gusto, and it's a yellow card for Palmer. I think. Was that something he said?
Yeah, definitely something he said.
And a yellow card for the new PFA Young Player of the Year. And Enzo Fernandez, again the captain, and they're clearly claiming that they think that Bellegarde threw himself down. Clinton?
No, I do think there's contact, but I think they're frustrated that Madueke didn't get the foul from Ait Nouri at the other end, which was a foul, by the way. Yeah.
So Palmer has probably spoken about that.
Yeah, he's frustrated.
Using a word that he shouldn't, a bit like Madueke with that
yes.
social media post.
Definitely.
But the referee heard this one, and Palmer now won't retreat the 10 yards. And he does, and actually he's saying that and the referee has taken and put the ball in a different place. So he did have a point, Palmer.
Yeah.
So free kick taken. Square by Cunha. Joao Gomez is going to have a goal. Oh, that wasn't far away.
I don't know what Chelsea are doing. They think there's a cross coming in. You can see that Cunha's going to tap it to Gomez.
Sanchez, it's a long goal kick downfield for Jackson to chase, and he stabbed it to Palmer, and Palmer lifts it in. Brilliant from Cole Palmer. first sight of goal, and he lifted it over Sarr, and it bounced into the back of the Wolves net. And in the week that he was named as the PFA's Young Player of the Year, Cole Palmer does what he does so well. 2-1 Chelsea here at Molineux, and Palmer has his first goal of this season.
It's Cole Palmer. He's the best. He's unbelievable. What a finish it is. Mosquero's not good enough, John. One ball like that, he should be able to deal with it. He's there arguing with his defenders. Cunha's right to have a go at him. Deal with the football, mate. Go and deal with it. But credit to Jackson. Plays a great ball to Palmer. I don't know where Sarr is. Way off his line. But the finish from Cole Palmer is fantastic. What a finish, and what a young footballer he is, by the way.
Brilliant.
Pure class.
Such a, that's natural talent, isn't it? That's
beautiful.
Instinct. He knows where everything is. Knew where the goalkeeper was. Lovely touch from Jackson, and we should mention Sanchez as well, the goalkeeper, who took that long goal kick. So he knew that the danger was there. Probably spotted Mosquera.
Yes.
Thought he might be vulnerable.
Well, he certainly was. He's been vulnerable the whole afternoon to me. Not good enough defending. Poor defending. Don't know how Dawson's not playing.
Oh, it's been given away by Totti Gomez this time. Palmer, and now Jackson. Jackson lifts one in. Spectacular overhead clearance by Lemina. I'm not sure he had to do that. Gustos, Chelsea win it back. He didn't completely clear it. And then there's a bundling challenge by João Gomez on Madueke, and that's a free kick for Chelsea, who are back in front here, having scored in the 45th minute, so almost right at the end of the first half, having opened the scoring in the second minute, and we are into 6 minutes of added time at the end of this first half.
Yeah, I just think it's Wolves defending. I said it all along, but the finish is Cole Palmer. What a finish, by the way. You'll enjoy seeing that tonight on the highlights, that's for sure.
Yep. Match of the day too tonight after the news. BBC One. Watch it any time on iPlayer. Match of the day. You can go on there any time of the week. Mark Chapman is back after his holidays. He was back on 5 Live Sport yesterday afternoon. And he'll be back in the chair tonight. But yeah, Palmer taking this free kick now into the back post that Doherty just got his head to in front of Jackson, and that took it behind for a Chelsea corner from the left-hand side. And Wolves in the dressing room at half-time. Gary O'Neill, they will be wondering how it is that they are behind. But I think, Clinton, you've explained why it is, because of the defending. But
yeah, defending not good enough, and they've not been clinical enough in the final third as well. Chelsea, what, 2 chances, 2 goals. Clear-cut chances, sorry, and that weren't a clear-cut. That was half a chance from Palmer.
Yeah. So it is a Chelsea corner from the far side. Chelsea players grouped around the penalty spot, now heading all directions, as the delivery from Fernandez will swing into the 6-yard box. There's a man down inside the area. Foul, I think, by Fofana. It's given Wolves way, and it's a free kick for a foul on Cunha. So a free kick to Wolves. Still got plenty of time to play in the first half, 3.5 minutes or so, because of all of the added time, the injuries that we've had. And Jose Sarr is going to take this goal kick. So Bournemouth 1, Newcastle 0 as half-time approaches there. Liverpool-Brentford commentary to come from Anfield with Vicky Spark. Now a permanent Chelsea player after his move for in excess of £40 million from Atletico Madrid, who once paid well over £100 million for him. Still a young man at 24 years old. So on he comes with the curly hair, and João Gomez says welcome back to the Premier League by upending him on the halfway line. But Chelsea have got possession back halfway inside their own half. Here's Fernandes now on the left-hand side. Ball forward from him, but Doherty is able to bring that down. Headed forward by Cucurella. Cole Palmer now sets himself, left-footed pass. Here's Madueke, but Madueke has now taken Totti Gomez out there. With him comes back to Gusto. Palmer just outside the box, stabs it into the area to Enzo Fernandez. Caicedo steps in. Chelsea now playing with a swagger here, and there's a step over there by Gusto. Madueke between two Wolves players to Palmer. Suddenly Chelsea, they do have that extra bounce, that extra spring in their step. Cucurella was fouled there. Chelsea still in possession. Referee England says play on. Palmer beats Lemina, plays the ball between his legs. Fernandes back to Palmer, shots blocked. Cucurella dives in, and Wolves look to break there, and actually as the challenge came in, the ball had bounced away from Mosquera, who stepped into the challenge and actually caught the Chelsea player, and the Chelsea players down there are unhappy about that, and the contact that was made, and so the players are going to the referee, and we'll have to see how this is sorted out by referee England. And while he does that, to Bournemouth, Flo Pollock.
Newcastle are level. Bournemouth 1, Newcastle 1. Ball from Harvey Barnes, whipped in and tapped in at the back post by Anthony Gordon. Bournemouth 1, Newcastle 1.
So still the players are milling around together. I think is it Caicedo who's the
it's Caicedo,
Chelsea player who's down, and they are saying that he does need treatment, so on come the
it was I don't know, we need to see a replay. Mosquera, it was a heavy challenge. I don't know, he got the ball and maybe it's the follow through that catches him.
Yeah, and I think that was actually
he gets the ball and then he's over the ball as well and catches him on the top of his thing.
He could be in trouble.
Yeah, he could be in trouble.
VAR will be looking at this. John Brooks is the VAR official for this match at Stockley Park, and he was going in at pace. That's the thing, and he did catch him, I think, on the top of the foot. So it wasn't a high contact, but even so, he was coming in
a bit
at
reckless.
pace. It was a bit reckless.
Really reckless. He's booked him.
Yellow card. So they've had a look at it, and the advice is yellow card. So with the score, Wolves 2, Chelsea 5. Chelsea very much in control. A yellow card for Cucurella as well. I think that's for something he said. And the Dutch Grand Prix is nearing its conclusion. So let's go now to Zandvoort again and Harry Benjamin.
The final lap of the Dutch Grand Prix, and Lando Norris round the final corner takes the checkered flag and wins the Dutch Grand Prix, his second career victory. Norris is utterly dominant and by over 20 seconds beats Max Verstappen on his home turf. Norris wins for McLaren. The Dutchman Verstappen will have to settle for second, as Charles Leclerc will take the final spot on the podium in third.
Thank you very much, Harry. We'll have more from our team in the Netherlands during the course of the next couple of hours on 5 Live Sport. And of course there will be the Checkered Flag podcast for you as usual on BBC Sounds. Caicedo has received his treatment and is back onto the field, and Chelsea take the free kick. But not the drama, not the jeopardy now, Clinton, that there was in the first half because of Madueke's hat-trick.
Yeah, to be fair, Chelsea have been very good second half. Very, very good. We can talk about Wolves' bad defending. They've been good.
It is Wolves with Sarabia to Podence on the right. Back to Sarabia inside the penalty area on the right. Chelsea players in blue all around him, and Cucurella is able to step in and play the ball to Neto. And Neto now, here is João Felix. Mentioned the fact that Neto has Raheem Sterling's number 7. João Felix has Chalobah's number 14. He's fouled on the edge of the area, Felix, but play continues because Palmer is in the area on the left, tried to work it back across, but straight into the path of Mosquera, and Wolves will bring it forward. But Molineux, the home section's rather subdued now, as Rodrigo Gomez, I think, was just shoved over from behind, but the ball is out of play off him for a throw-in to Chelsea.
Yeah, he looks a bit lightweight, to be fair, Gomez, because João Felix just pushed him over like he wasn't there. But I think Caicedo might have to come off. He's gone back down on his haunches again, John, after that tackle.
Yeah, and yeah, it was he's now leaning right over, so he's down on his haunches, and he's a tough little man, isn't he, Moises Caicedo? But that challenge has really rocked him, and we are going to see another Chelsea change as a result. Caicedo gave it a go, yeah, so the change is going to be made, and Enzo Fernandez is just leaning over him. No Lavia today. Romeo Lavia is out with a hamstring problem. Chelsea have got to go to Geneva this week. I don't think numbers are going to be a particular problem for Chelsea this season if the injuries stack up, but there again, you don't want too many injuries in the same position, even if you are Chelsea.
Yeah, and I think if Chelsea do get injuries, they can deal with it. They've got enough professionals that they can deal with.
So we're going to have a look again in the Chelsea shirt at Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall, and Caicedo has actually sat down in the middle of the field, which has annoyed the Wolves supporters, but he's not right at all.
No, but he just went down before. They should have made the substitution, and that is why the Wolves, because it's not a head injury, so that's why they're frustrated.
For Chelsea, placing number 25, Moises Caicedo.
Yeah, so Caicedo.
Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall.
Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall came on as a substitute for his Premier League debut for Chelsea against Manchester City, and then started in Europe on Thursday. Now we're going to have another look at him, and you know, he must. Yeah, I know it's going to be very competitive for him to get a place in the starting lineup, but Chelsea have signed him from Enzo Maresca's former club, so you would think that that's not unconnected.
No, definitely. He'll get the minutes. He'll get minutes, but he might not play as regular as he would have done at Leicester, because this is a good squad with very talented midfielders. But yeah, you wish Dewsbury-Hall ever so well, because he is a good footballer. He is a really good footballer. Excellent last season as Maresca's team won the title. Player of the Year for Leicester City. Do you think he's got it in him to get to the very top of the game, which is clearly his ambition? Well, there was talk at Leicester that when he was flying at one stage, he could maybe possibly get into the England squad. So I don't know. It's going to be difficult. It is going to be difficult to get into this Chelsea team. But all you can do is, when you get minutes like this, John, make the most of it and try and impress as you can. Super League latest: London 6, Leigh 4, Wigan 10, Hull FC 4. Those 3 o'clock kickoffs. Still no further additions to the score in the other matches. Bournemouth 1, Newcastle 1, Aberdeen 1, Kilmarnock 0, Motherwell 1, Hearts 0, and Swansea 1, Cardiff 0. And so much live sport coming this week. We've got Carabao Cup commentary on Tuesday and Wednesday night. Tuesday it's Birmingham Fulham, Wednesday it's Nottingham Forest Newcastle. I think you're at that one, aren't you, on Wednesday night? Yeah. From tomorrow there's US Open tennis commentary on 5 Live and Sports Extra. Much of that'll be during the night. We've got the Paralympics from Wednesday, so it'll be Paris all over again, and then the second test at Lord's. Test match special will be back on the air on Thursday. It's a busy time of the year, and of course all of the Premier League football again next weekend, which includes next Sunday afternoon 5 Live, the place to listen to Manchester United against Liverpool. But first, Liverpool-Brentford will be coming up at 4:30, with Wolves knocking the ball around inside their own half. But I think the body language, the feel around Molineux does tell you that even though we've still got well over 10 minutes, probably 15 minutes given added time, that this is over as a contest. Podence through the middle, he's just upended by João Felix, so it's a free kick almost right in the middle of the Chelsea half. Yeah, I think the hat-trick kind of blew Wolves away. It's brilliant from Chelsea in the second half. Cole Palmer has got into the game more in the second half. He's run the show, and Madueke has been outstanding on that right-hand side. Them two have really clicked in the second half. Yeah, I think there's great promise there, potentially. I must say, I did expect Madueke to start last week
against Manchester City as Sarabia takes this in. Totti Gomez heads it across the box. Lemina! Oh, it's in! But no! The offside flag is up, and it went straight up there. It was a super strike from Lemina through a crowd of players into the back of the net. Sanchez was bewildered. It was past him in a flash.
I think it's the first one, you know, the Totti Gomez. It's the Totti Gomez header that they're checking.
Hence the reason the flag was so quick from Nick Greenhalgh.
Oh, he is tight, but I think he's just offside, because I was thinking maybe on the far side someone's playing him on, but I think he is offside.
Yeah. By
his shoulder.
Yeah, you're right, Clinton, again with the offside. You're like my own personal semi-automated offside. You are amazing. The way that you...
I just watch it quickly. You have to have eyes here and here. Yeah. It's close though, John. It is close, because
but you're right.
If you look at him there, his shoulder, but his shoulder is...
The Wolves fans are singing boring, boring.
It's close. It is very close, but...
You're getting it right, Clint. I'm telling you.
He's offside.
Of course he is.
Exactly. Thank you. I knew he was offside.
And, you know, for those who don't know, at some point this season, maybe a little bit later than we expected, we will have the semi-automated offside as Enzo Fernandez is put under pressure. But he actually played that ball off Sarabia and it ran through for a goal kick, which Chelsea take. So it'll speed things up when the semi-automated offside goes, a la the Euros in the summer. Wolves 2, Chelsea 5. Still Bournemouth 1, Newcastle 1. Enzo Fernandez. Now Dewsbury Hall on the left-hand side. Passes it forward towards Palmer. Palmer then forward towards Neto. Lovely ball right into his path. Neto pulls it back. João Felix on his debut. Second time around. It's a 6th goal for Chelsea now. Drove it in from just inside the penalty area. And what a start this is. What a first win in the Premier League under Enzo Maresca. You can't ask for much more than 6 goals away from home. That's what they've got. Wolves 2, Chelsea 6.
Wolves have been ripped apart. As I said, defensively nowhere near good enough. But you know what? Huge credit to Chelsea. That goal's fantastic, to be fair. Neto, these are the players that they can bring on, John, if they get it right. The likes of Neto and João Felix. It's a great little pick out from Neto. Brilliant ball from Dewsbury Hall. The ball around the corner from Cole Palmer is outstanding. And Neto picks the right ball. Little cutback. Brilliant finish from João Felix. Chelsea have been cooking in the second half, John.
Yeah, super, really competitive first half. 2-2 at half-time, but in the second half, Chelsea have gone 2-3, 2-4, 2-5, and now 2-6. And I think this might make people think a little differently about what's going on at Chelsea.
Yeah, it's a statement. It's a statement.
And now there's a little more aggravation. Cole Palmer is being shoved about by Larson. So the Chelsea players, needless to say, are in there to stand up for him. And Sarabia, there's been a lot of this in the match as well, hasn't there? Players from both sides just...
Yeah, it's needless.
Yeah. So it all calms down. But Palmer as well, he's been involved. I have to say, I've lost count of the number of goals that Palmer's been involved, as
Probably
well as scoring the pick of the goals.
Probably all of them, maybe apart from the Jackson one at the first one.
Yeah, I know he took the corner.
Oh, well, there you go. He's been involved in every goal.
Half-time at Swansea, Molly Stevens.
Yeah, Swansea won, Cardiff nil, a palpable first half in the South Wales derby. Liam Cullen's the first half hero for Swansea. He was on hand to tap home 10 minutes in. Cardiff just look lost at the moment. They cannot keep hold of the ball. Swansea are in complete control and will be looking for the second goal to seal this derby win. It's Swansea 1, Cardiff nil at half-time.
Still Wolves 2, Chelsea 6. And Bournemouth 1, Newcastle 1. Latest scores. Chelsea going to make another couple of changes here. And Cucurella, as you mentioned, Clinton, is, I think, struggling a little bit. He's taken a couple of bangs again, as he did last week. So we're going to have another look at Renato Vega, another one of the summer arrivals coming on. And I'll tell you about the other substitution when we get back from Bournemouth and Flo Pollock.
Bournemouth 1, Newcastle 1, still both sides coming close to getting that winner. Can either of them find that in the final stages here? Bournemouth 1, Newcastle 1.
And it's Cole Palmer, the other Chelsea player, who's been substituted. And as we say, he's been absolutely instrumental in Chelsea's.
He's a joy to watch. I don't know, and listen, I think Gareth Southgate's brilliant. I don't know how he wasn't starting in the Euros for me, Cole Palmer. What a fantastic footballer.
And as well, you know, there was a little bit of an injury issue with him during the course of the week, so I can understand why he's been substituted, and certainly why Enzo Maresca would want to look after him. I mean, he's such a, you know, willowy, frail. He is almost a boyish type of build that he's got, but what a player he is.
Definitely.
How comfortable he looks on the football pitch. He looks a good deal more comfortable than he did in that dinner suit at the PFA Awards the other night. Did you see him?
Yeah, I did see him. He looked smart, though. He looked really smart. He didn't look like he wanted to wear the suit.
He looked smart, but his body language was very much of a young man who's told his mother, do I really have to wear this? Did you notice as well that his shirt was hanging out?
Yeah.
But that's not his domain.
No.
That's not where he's come. This is where he's comfortable.
It's all about being a brilliant footballer.
Yeah, and well done to him. You'll enjoy watching that on Match of the Day 2 tonight, his performance. Half-time, Aberdeen 1, Kilmarnock 0, and also half-time, Motherwell 1, Hearts 0. Celtic won 3-0 earlier, and we've got Liverpool-Brentford coming up. Wolves 2, Chelsea 6. So how alarmed should we be for Wolves, who are heading for 2 defeats out of 2 here? They are with Doherty on the right-hand side, but Neto's blocked that behind. It's a corner from the right for them.
Well, I'm alarmed for them for their defending. I know going forward they'll score goals, but they need to, that's something probably Gary O'Neill will look to hierarchy to bring a centre-half in for sure before the window closes, because you've lost one of the best in Kilman.
Yeah, and you've been certainly critical of Mosquera today. He has looked very shaky. Perhaps even could have been given a red card. Sarabia takes this corner, but Sanchez comes and makes a good catch, and then it's underarmed out by Sanchez. Chelsea could be off again. If they get another one, we'll be looking into the record books in terms of Chelsea's away wins. Gusto's ball from the left-hand side, that's blocked by Mosquera, and Totti Gomez just pulls the ball back onto his right foot. It's certainly the start of a season to lose your first home league match 6-2. You know, that's certainly cause for alarm bells.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Your home form to lose 6-2 like that and concede, and it's 2-2 at half-time. You conceded 4 goals in the second half. And it could have been more. If
you're a Wolves supporter, I'm sure Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton will want to hear what you've got to say. And likewise, Chelsea fans on the way home from this match, what are you thinking now about the way things are looking? So the lines will be open later. Chris Sutton and Robbie Savage together on 606. You can book your call on hashtag BBC 606, text 85058. Wolves coming forward. Here's Rodrigo Gomez. Little slight figure on the left. Cross comes over, but that's easily caught by Sanchez at the near post, who is just actually hanging on to the ball. Back to Bournemouth, a late goal, Flo Pollock.
And it looks like a late winner for Bournemouth. Bournemouth 2, Newcastle 1. It was a corner headed in by Dango Ouattara. Bournemouth 2, Newcastle 1 with a minute left.
Oh, so it could be, given away by Dewsbury Hall, and then Larson rather screwed his shot wide from the edge of the area, dragged it wide at the foot of the left post. I think that rather sums it up for Wolves. Larson, who was absolutely inspirational in the first half there. I mean, they've been hit for 6 by Chelsea, and that was a poor effort.
Yeah, he should really be hitting the target and working Sanchez. Dewsbury Hall got away with one there, immediately put his hand up, but yeah, he should be scoring that, Larson, for sure.
Bournemouth heading for victory, possibly, with that late goal. Chelsea certainly heading for the win. Madueke will get the headlines, no doubt, after his hat-trick, his 15-minute hat-trick at the start of the second half. As Chelsea come forward again, Felix, who's marked his second Chelsea debut with a goal after coming on as a substitute. Wolves now back in possession with João Gomez to one of the other Gomez's on the left-hand side. And Wolves again with João Gomez, who goes back to Dawson, who's come onto the field after those latest changes. Last time that Wolves conceded 6 at home was back in 2007 when they lost 6-0 at home to Southampton. Here comes Nkunku for Chelsea. Mosquera puts in the challenge, but it was weak. Felix now shoots for goal. That took a deflection off Mosquera, and it's over the top.
Poor from Nkunku. I don't know, he's just got to reverse the ball to Neto and he's in on goal. That is what you'll get with some of these players at Chelsea that are not starting. They'll try so hard to come on and impress. They'll make the wrong decision. He's running into danger. Just reverse it and Neto's in on goal.
So Wolves conceding 6 goals in a home match for the first time for 17 years. And they do look bedraggled, I must say. There are gold and black seats that are being emptied all around Molineux. Chelsea could be on for a 7th here with this corner from the left-hand side. Combination of Neto and Enzo Fernandez, what would round it off, would really twist the knife if Neto got onto the score sheet. Enzo Fernandez actually after a short corner, that's headed away. So back to Bournemouth, Flo Pollock.
Lifeline for Newcastle. Bournemouth's goal was ruled out for offside. Came off Ouattara's hand after he headed it, so it's Bournemouth 1, Newcastle 1 still.
It must have been a long check that, but back to 1-1. That's not unusual, of course, as Vega now for Chelsea, the tall left back, the young Portuguese into Neto inside the box. Neto clips it across to the back post. Totti Gomez heads it away, comes out to Gusto. Now on the edge of the area, a shot on the turn from Madueke, but this one flies wide at the left post and behind. And it's a goal kick, and still Wolves 2, Chelsea 6 here at Molineux. And a final change for Wolves.
Replacing number 5, Mario Lemina.
And it's turned out to be an unhappy first Premier League match, as the captain from Mario Lemina in charge of the team being beaten like this, with Chelsea just going away from him in the second half, putting the foot on the accelerator. He was excellent in the first half.
Yeah, he can be. Listen, you always say, can players be happy with their performance? He can. I know they've been hammered this afternoon, but for me, him and Gomez, that's a good partnership in midfield.
And Tommy Doyle is coming on to replace him. We've got 8 minutes of added time at the end of this first half, and then, well, it won't be long after that we'll be off to Anfield for commentary on Liverpool against Brentford. So 4:30 kickoff. Vicky Sparks and Paul Robinson will be sizing things up there. Still Bournemouth 1, Newcastle 1. You'll be able to read all about these matches on the football pages of the BBC Sport website and app. Certainly plenty to talk about from a Chelsea point of view. Felix, he was caught there by Doyle as he came in on the challenge. It's a free kick though, nothing more than that. Match of the day 2 tonight, BBC 1, and the Football Daily will have all of the reaction in the morning, as is the case every morning. But if you're a Chelsea fan, this might be one of the matches that you would like to listen to the commentary again via BBC Sounds, where you can rewind, listen again, pause live radio. Chelsea with the ball in front of their own penalty area. Colwell, he might be in Lee Carsley's squad. Levi Colwell, after injured at the end of the last season, that sort of counted him out of the Euros. Back it goes as well to him. It's a very new partnership, isn't it, Colwell and Fofana? But I get the impression from Enzo Maresca, a little bit like Robert Sanchez in goal as opposed to Jorgensen, who's the new goalkeeper on the bench, that this is his choice, and this is going to be his choice until he sees otherwise. Yeah,
and I think Fofana he's had obviously the big injuries, but I think he was good at Leicester. He can reproduce that form, and Colwell's a good young player, so you can understand why that's the preferred partnership.
Added time here, but it's over at Bournemouth. Flo Pollock.
Full time, Bournemouth 1, Newcastle 1. Gordon's second half goal cancelled out Tavernier's first half goal. Bournemouth, though, desperately unlucky. They thought they'd won it late on. Goal ruled out by VAR for handball. Andoni Areola got a yellow card for his demonstrations after that and his backroom stuff. And remember, there also got a red card for that. All square here on the south coast. Bournemouth 1, Newcastle 1.
So 1-1 on the south coast. 6-2 here at Molineux, which is probably only a third full now. And it's the Olays from the Chelsea supporters who will be in great heart after this. Next weekend they're at home to Crystal Palace, one of your old clubs.
And Palace need a win. They do need a win.
And Chelsea they've got to go to Switzerland in midweek yet, but it'll be a very different team again. Enzo Maresca made 10 changes to the starting lineup from Thursday night. And Madueke now to Gusto, and now huge space down the right for Chelsea to exploit, but the ball across is behind Nkunku, and Wolves can clear, which they do. Rodrigo Gomez now with Madueke snapping away at him. Madueke will be surrounded, I'm sure, by the TV camera crew at the end of this match, and Madueke tackling back dispossesses Rodrigo Gomez and gets a huge ovation from the Chelsea fans for that as well. He's definitely got something, Madueke.
No, he can play. He's still at a great age. He can go either way. He's got some ability. Listen, they can bring all the wingers they want. He should be a starter for Chelsea on that wing after today's evidence anyway, that's for sure.
Yeah, and that's the competition, isn't it? With all of these players, you know, he's saying to Enzo Maresca, you know, you can't leave me out now for the Crystal Palace game, certainly. No,
definitely. Score a hat-trick and get left out. Wow, question marks.
Doyle over to the left. That could be the life of a Chelsea player, though, couldn't it? As Rodrigo Gomez just shoots straight into Maresca, who reacts. He didn't react at all after the ball was clattered into him. And Dewsbury Hall to Neto on the left. I thought last week, actually, Chelsea did okay against Manchester City.
Yeah, without being threatening, you're right. They did do okay. You are right. I thought they did. There were signs. There were good signs there. He just needs to get his best 11, which will be difficult at times because you are going to get injuries. But that's why they've signed lorry load of players.
But of course, at the time as well, there was the whole Sterling storm. They lost the match. And that's continued during the course of the week with the squad numbers issue.
What I will say though on the Sterling one, you know, don't take me on pre-season if you're not want me.
Here's Felix now receiving the ball inside his own half. He's allowed to take it all the way to the edge of the area, and then he wastes the pass. He was looking to feed Neto, but he passed it straight to Mosquera.
Yeah, it's a poor decision. It was like 4-on-3 there, and it was the wrong pass. He was trying to return it to his mate Neto, who set it out for him.
I think the edge, though, has gone out of the game, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
It went out of the game a while ago.
Long time, yeah.
Yeah, here's Sarabia now for Wolves, but nowhere near the intensity now. Wolves with Doherty's ball in, controlled by Colwell. Actually, Doherty plays it across, but the flag was up. It was behind, so it is a goal kick for Chelsea. Of the 8 minutes of added time, we're now into the 6th, so only a couple of minutes to play before Wolves are put out of their agony. So, and they are involved in the Carabao Cup in midweek, so they're at home to Burnley in the Carabao Cup. Then next weekend, Nottingham Forest away.
Forest have started well as well. Yeah. It's a tough game, tough start for Wolves. Some tough, and some teams that haven't got no points at the moment.
Last season, though, I would remind you that they lost their first 2 matches. They lost here 4-1 in their first home match of last season against Brighton, and look where they finished.
Exactly.
14th, 46 points. They were 20 points above the team that finished 3rd bottom.
Yeah, it's still early, John. It's still early, but it's a damaging defeat. That's why it's the manner of the way they've conceded the goals.
Yeah, and there's a foul by Dewsbury Hall there, so a free kick. Sarabia was fouled, and it is a quirk that in every season since they were promoted back in 2018, so this is their 7th consecutive season in the Premier League, they have failed to win every first home Premier League match since then, and they've done it spectacularly today by losing 6-2 as they win another free kick for Fofana on Rodrigo Gomez on the halfway line. Last knockings here before we head and turn our thoughts to Arne Slot's first home match in the Premier League as Liverpool manager. Sarabia, ball to the edge of the area, but into the path of Colwell. Dewsbury Hall now with the fair hair, left side parting, clips it forward, but Mosquera will take the ball back into his own right back position and pass it back across the penalty area to Sarr. Chips it forward. We might be able to bring you some live interviews before the start of the match at Anfield, but more likely you'll hear them at half-time. Gary, who will be doing the interviews to my left, certainly gave a facial expression that suggests it will be half-time in the
if I was a betting man, I would say half-time, John.
Yeah, I think you might be right. You're shrewdly, much like your offsides. Here's Dewsbury Hall, who can't receive it on the halfway line, so Wolves pass it forward. Sarabia infield. Here's Larson. Great promise with the way that he played in the first half. You know, that's certainly something that Wolves fans can take comfort from.
I think that's a positive. I think him and Cunha, the way they linked up in the first half, that is a positive. A really good positive.
Enzo Fernandez. Sarabia is going to go for goal from 35, 40 yards, but it just drifted goalwards and was an easy catch by Sanchez. I think that's just about it. So 6-2 it's going to be. As I say, the television camera will head straight for Noni Madueke after his hat-trick in 15 minutes early on in the second half. But Jackson scored, Palmer scored, he was excellent.